Welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. In today's video, we're going to do a desktop overview of the controls and features of the Bryco Jennings 9 pistol. Now, the first step before ever working on a pistol or really looking at it closely is you want to ensure it is in fact unloaded and free of all ammunition. So the first step, I will go ahead and take the magazine out, and you can see the magazine's free and clear. Then we'll go ahead and open up the chamber area, and we can see the chamber area is also free and clear. So the pistol is unloaded. So with that, we'll go ahead and take a look at the controls and features. So as we already demonstrated, the magazine release is right here. You simply push in on that to release the magazine, and the magazine would then pull out. Now, one thing I want to make sure it's kind of noticeable. I don't know if this is the case on all of them, but on this particular pistol, while the magazine, when you push the button, it drops down, it does not fall free. You actually have to pull it out with some force. So there's the removing the magazine. So as far as other controls and features, it's a single action trigger. So the trigger, all it does is it serves to release the striker. It is a striker fired firearm. It does have a magazine safety. The firearm, by design, will not fire when the trigger is pulled. However, these firearms are kind of known for that being a little bit of an issue. This is the safety, and it also locks the slide back. And when the last round is fired, there's a little shelf right there on the magazine. And see if you can see that a little bit better. It's black on black, so a little bit hard to see, but that will push up internally on that to lock the slide back on the last round. Go ahead and demonstrate that here. When it comes back, it goes up just slightly. Yeah, it does have to pull it all the way back as if it would work on recoil. When you put in a fresh magazine, with this release, just pulling back on the slide won't actually release it. You do have to manually pull down on that to release the slide forward. This little button here is the disassembly latch. You would push in on that to be able to remove the slide. This is the cocked striker indicator that sticks out. It's both tactile and visible, so it'll stick back when the striker is in the cocked, ready to fire position. We have here the rear sight. It is adjustable for both windage with that screw and elevation with that screw. It has a orange or a reddish high visibility front sight to help as far as a sight picture. See if we can get a view here, right like that. So overall, not a bad sight picture. Has an external extractor right there. This is the loaded chamber indicator. There again, it's tactile and visible. So when a round is chambered, that will stick up a little bit. We have a dummy round here, so we can kind of see what that'll look like. So you see it right there. It's kind of hard to see. So it'd be flush. When a round is chambered, it sticks up just slightly. There again, it's not super noticeable, but it is tactile. You can feel it that it's sticking up now, and it is a little bit more visible. Now overall, the finish on this one is what they call kind of their brushed nickel finish. It is a very slippery finish, and even the cocking serrations to help to grasp it on the slide, they're kind of slippery too. So it is a little bit difficult to actually get a good grasp. It takes quite a bit of hand strength to be able to cock that back. So generally speaking, it's hard to do slow, so you just got to kind of pull it back, and pull it back like you mean it. Of course, with the magazine in there, that will cause the slide lock to go up and into the locked position. To release that, you just pull down on it, and then it would be ready to fire. So we'll go ahead and take the magazine out. Now, it does have a magazine safety, so once the magazine is out, pulling the trigger does not fire the weapon. One thing I want to make sure that I caution people with, these are notorious for actually having that fail. And this particular pistol actually when I first acquired it, that magazine disconnect was not really working properly, so it would allow it to fire the weapon even when the magazine was out. So I did repair that, and so it's all working now, as you can see. However, one thing I want to caution you, the way it works is it utilizes the magazine release itself internally to operate as a disconnector or to prevent the firearm from firing. So if you had a round chambered in there, even with the magazine out, so you pull the trigger, you see nothing happens, but if you push in on that button just slightly, it will allow the firearm to fire even with the magazine out. Because really what the magazine is doing is when you have a magazine in it, the magazine button will not be all the way out, so it holds it in just slightly, and that's what allows it to function. So keep that in mind. Even when it's fully functional, if you're pulling the trigger while pushing the magazine release, it will fire the weapon. So as far as other controls and features, that's pretty much it. It has some internal, has a drop safety to help prevent the gun from firing if it's dropped. And that's pretty much it. There again, like I said, that's the disassembly button. Normally, with the earlier designs of these, this section right here, you would push in on that to disassemble. With the Jennings 9, they changed that to where it has a disassembly button, and this section right here that actually also retains the striker is held in place with a pin. That's that pin right there. So it would require tools to remove the striker assembly. So from that aspect, it's a little bit better design as far as, you know, assembly, disassembly. So there was that improvement that was made. The safety itself, you lift up, that would put it on safe. That also locks the slide from being able to come back. And that was actually one of the issues as far as with the lawsuit of these pistols, is to unload the firearm, it has to be off of safe. With the safety on, you can't open the slide. So to be able to open the slide to unload the gun, you'd have to take the safety off, then you'd be able to pull the slide back. And that was determined to be unsafe by design. It's not really the case, however, it's something that you need to be aware of. As always with any firearm, proper firearm safety would be required. Basically, your finger never goes into that opening there until you're ready to shoot the firearm. So unfortunately, a lot of people, they have a tendency to grasp a gun like this when they're cocking it, and you just shouldn't do that. Your finger should be out. Ideally, you know, hold it like that, and that helps prevent anything accidental. So as far as other controls, that's pretty much it. The safety slash slide lock, it can also be operated manually, so you would just pull the slide back and lift up on it. Now, one thing, this is held in place. It's got like a spring that will hold it in place. It's not a return spring, so just pulling the slide back won't allow that to drop down. You have to manually pull it down to be able to release it. So that's pretty much it as far as the controls and features for the Bryco Jennings 9.